So I've had a couple people ask me about fighting, like in the UFC or Bellator, or just fighting MMA in general as a thing. What I would tell you is I don't blame anybody for wanting to get in a boxing ring or a cage and try it and test themselves once or twice or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, like, say you got to the UFC after 10 fights, so you've accrued damage that might not take shape yet, you know what I mean, and you didn't get paid a hell of a lot. Now you're in the UFC, say you're making 10 and 10 to show up, 10 if you win. Well, say you bring home 10,000. Well, now you got to pay taxes and management. That's close to 40 to 50%. So now you have $5,000, and you have to pay your coach, your team, whatever other bullshit that you got going on in your life. And let's say you go forward and you start making more money, 50 and 50 or whatever. So half of it's already gone to taxes, if you're paying your taxes. But the real thing is you're mortgaging your future, okay? Your physical self. You're mortgaging your physical self on, you feel good right now because you're probably in your mid-20s or whatever, and you think you're going to feel like you're in your mid-20s forever. You're not. So what is going to happen when more than likely you have to go and work a regular job or start a business, and you maybe have to stand all day or unload stuff or whatever, and you have these aches and pains like I hurt my shoulder probably 6 or 7 years ago. I hurt my neck. My hands are bothering me. And this is just from regular just wear and tear from working physical jobs. And, I just don't think people realize these companies thrive off of people. They need you to be a dreamer. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming, but they need you. Like these companies like Hollywood, the entertainment industry, The Voice. There's always been something like that because there's always people that want to be worshipped and want to be recognized and just, whatever, you know what I mean? They're not the same type of people that are like first responders, obviously. They have this in their system so they don't care about all that stuff, like the financial, the contract, the lawyer. They only care later when they realized that they're looking at the second half or it didn't pan out or whatever. So I would tell anybody that wants to fight MMA or anything, yeah, go ahead, and I have no problem with people do whatever you want. But you have to realize that, you're going to have pain. Are you going to have the money to get stem cells or PRP or even going to an anti-aging clinic and getting nandrolone for your joints or whatever, or human growth hormone? That shit's fucking expensive. So, and even that isn't all guaranteed. So for me personally, I would say, maybe try starting a gym or owning a gym, or I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being passionate about stuff and you're young once, or being in a rock and roll band and all that shit. But, you got to remember, man, when I was 20, I didn't think I was going to be here. And, I'm going to be 46. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you don't realize when you're young. And I would just say it's, you got to have a plan, but you got to remember that day, that window's going to close, and, you can't get back. I partially ripped part of my bicep. This shit hurts, man. And it hurts. And I'm working out. So I'm just saying, like, you just got to be careful when you think about these things.